Hey class, we're going to go ahead and continue with part 2 of converting or changing fractions to decimals. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Alright, so far we've been having those, remember we talked about terminating decimals that stopped. We had 0.5 and then we had 0.4. They stopped or they terminated pretty soon, right? Now we're going to get a little bit more difficult problem. 1 over 8. Okay, 1 over 8. Now remember, 1 over 8 is the same thing as 1 divided by 8. And actually, let me make this nice. Okay, so 1 over 8 is the same thing as 1 divided by 8. And remember, we cannot have a 0 in the denominator. Again, just worth mentioning for that right now. Now, let's go ahead and work this problem out. 1's getting rained on, right? Where does it want to go? Inside, very good. 8, he's the crazy one. Where does he want to go? Outside, very good. And so I'm actually going to extend this because I know it's going to be a little crazy. Now, 8 goes into 1 how many times? 0. Very good. And so we're going to line up our, remember we treat 1 as if it's 1.0. I'm going to write it again right here. 1 is the same thing as 1.0. It's the same thing as 1.00. It's the same thing as even 1.000, right? So all these are the same things. 1 is the same thing as 1.0. It's the same thing as 1.00. It's the same thing as 1.000. So how many times will 8 go into 10? 1 time. Very good. 8 times 1, right? 8 times 1, we're going to get 8. 10 minus 8, we get 2. And then now we have a remainder. Remember, we don't want remainders. We talked about that before too. We don't want any more remainders. So we actually have to add another 0, bring that down, and then we have to see, okay, how many times does 8 go into 20? We may need to extend this out again. 8 into 20 is 2 times. 8 times 2, we get 16. 20 minus 16, we get 4. Bring another 0 down. And remember, we haven't changed the value of 1. That's still 1 divided by 8. That's still what we're doing. 8 into 40. 5 times, right? 8 times 5, we get 40. 40 minus 40, we get 0, which is what we wanted, right? And so our decimal is right here. Decimal is right here. So we end up with 1 over 8 equals 0.125. Okay, we just converted, or we just changed a fraction, a number in the form of a fraction, into that same value, but into the form of a decimal. Okay, we converted, or we changed a fraction, 1/8, into the decimal 0.125. And we did that by dividing, okay, division. Fractions are just division problems. Fractions are just what? Division problems. Okay? All right, we're going to work on one more example. Make sure you have this written down. Okay. Last example. Let's do let's do 7 over 5. And notice this time we have an improper fraction. Okay, we have an improper fraction. And remember, this is the same thing as 7 divided by 5. Okay, 7 divided by 5. Alright, so let's go ahead and work our problem out. 7's getting rained on. Where does it want to go? Inside, right? 5 is the crazy one. He wants to go out. Now, this case, 5 goes into 7 how many times? Once, right? So we're going to write 1 up here. 5 times 1, we get 5. Subtract. 7 minus 5, we get 2. Now, we have a remainder. We have a remainder. Now, we're going to want to turn 7, right, into 7.0. It's the same number, right? So let's do that. Extend this out. So 7.0. Line up our decimals. Bring down the 0. Now, 5 goes into 20 how many times? 4 times, right? So we end up with 4 here. 5 times 4, 20. 20 minus 20, we get 0. So we end up with the fraction 7 over 5 equal to 1.4. So again, we just converted or changed the fraction 7 over 5 into the decimal 1.4. And that's how you convert fractions to decimals. Okay? Thanks for watching. Just remember, one of the tidbits that you do need to take away from this as well is that we cannot have 0 in the denominator. Just out there. Just putting it out there. Thanks for watching.